Hello, welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. This is your episode for 2/17/19. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is up?
Chilling, Mark. How you doing?
A lot of stuff, a lot of good things coming out. I actually got a cool thing in the mail this week. Thank you from Jenkins. Like Jenkins got me it for Christmas, and it's fucking amazing.
Shout out to
So
Commando.
he got me talking about like we go to probably talk about or give our little verdict of Ninja Turtles, the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
He got me the NECA movie Turtles, that GameStop exclusive ones.
Okay.
I got all four of them. They came in the mail this week, and they're fucking beautiful.
Good.
They look just like the movie, like scale and everything, facial expressions and all. It's a beautiful figure.
Man, I haven't gone back and watched that movie. Oh boy, what a treat!
Ah man, I love that movie. I tell you how much I love that movie. I remember seeing it. I still remember the day I went to see it for the first time. I was with my mother. It was in the Exis Theater in Delancey.
Okay.
And we went to see it. It was a Chinese owned theater. And they used to have like one or two movies every. They'll get a lot of horror movies. I remember seeing a lot of horror movies there. Okay. But yeah, Turtles 1 released there, and I was ecstatic. I love that movie to this day. I think I grew to appreciate it more and more as the years go by.
Do you remember like watching it recently?
Yeah, watched it last week.
No, I mean before for the verdict and stuff. Like, you remember?
Watched it last week.
No, that was for the verdict too.
Yeah, remember we were supposed to talk about it last week.
No, I'm saying before that. Do you remember when was the last time?
The last time before watching it for probably like 3 months ago, 4 months. It's a movie that I'll randomly, like, if I want to laugh, I'll randomly just put it on and make me laugh. It's something that, like, even if it's showing on TV, I'll stay for the rest of the movie.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's something about that movie. Like, if I see it on TV, I'll watch the rest of it. Like, even if I catch it in the middle, I'll still watch the rest of it. Amazon Prime has it on their streaming service, so I watched it recently on there.
Gotcha.
That was where I watched it. And then I also owned the Blu-ray, but I just didn't feel like looking for it, so I watched it on the streaming service.
Cool, man. All right. Because I had seen it this past week. I saw it yesterday, actually. And that was the first time I saw it in a long time. So
all right, so this is so we're gonna do a verdict of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. We were gonna do it last week, but we kind of forgot, or we had to watch it. So we did it this week. The reason why we did it is because Ninja Turtles celebrated their 35th year, the 35th birthday, as in the comic book released last week. 2 weeks ago. The comic book list. So it's 35 years old now. 35 years old.
Just about the same age.
Yeah. It's a year off. I'm gonna be 36.
Good stuff.
But man, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's I think it's underrated from the people who saw it when they were growing up, because if you've only seen it like maybe once or twice like I have, the memories you have for it, they might be a little off, and you don't think it's as good as it was.
Yeah.
And I say that because there's a lot of little details and touches in that movie that make it just, I don't know if it's not necessarily a 90s style of movie, but it does have that personality to it, where it's like you can feel the personality of each character, and I feel like everybody's fleshed out really well, but it just also has like charm. Up the ass. Like, that was a charming ass movie.
Yes,
like,
it was.
Constantly.
Yes.
And also the thing I noticed is that it has heavy moments, but that movie never takes itself too seriously.
Yes, and I love that about it.
Yep.
I think it was a perfect cast of people. I think everyone did their roles really well. The voice acting of the Turtles were great. And those are the personalities that you know in today of what the Turtles are. Like, in the cartoon, they weren't exactly like that. So
yeah,
you got more of the movie, the comic book style. Like, if you never seen the comic before, you kind of got the style of the comic book in that movie.
Definitely. And I was saying earlier to a friend of mine, like, it's a New York movie. We know that, but New York, you know how usually most movies that take place in New York, you can define by the fact that they took place in New York because there's so much stuff that's iconic. This movie is not like that.
No.
I don't think you see the Statue of Liberty. I don't think you probably see like the Empire State Building in the background once. So, like, New York is not a central figure in this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting.
I liked that they did it like that. It was like more about the side streets and like where they're at. It was not really about the big broad city.
I thought about that. I was like, man, you see a lot of the ground.
Yeah.
Like looking at a manhole cover or looking at a grate, but not necessarily looking at the, you know, the high rises or anything. It's just, man, a good example is, and this is kind of timeless because you can tell it's a movie theater, and a movie theater is a movie theater in any era, right?
Yeah.
And when Raph comes out of the movie theater, it's like you almost could say that could be any major metropolitan city.
Yeah.
And you be like, that's Chicago? I believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of way I thought about it. I was like, that's very interesting because it's very easy to like have put him in a famous theater, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It looked like, honestly, like the Central Park area where he was in the movie theater at, it looked like more Prospect Park than Central Park.
Yeah, very well. Who knows? I don't even know the exact filming or anything of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know where.
I think that a lot of it was in New York.
Oh no, I know. I see like the Central Park, but like that movie theater, like you said, I don't even know.
Yeah, because there's a movie theater that looks just like that in Prospect Park. It's a very old theater too.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like it could have been in any part of the city.
Yep.
And then the funny thing I thought about that scene was the movie he was watching was Critters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then he goes, something to the effect of who makes this junk, and I'm like, that's great. That's great.
One thing I love about this movie, and I think I remember seeing, because I remember me seeing this as a kid, and I remember it clearly. I remember when Raph first said "damn," and I was like, "Oh, he cursed!" Oh man, he's like, "Damn!"
Mm-hmm.
He said it a few times.
Yeah.
I love the characteristic of the turtles. I think the turtles they all just work together so well, and the comedy was just so funny and so it was everywhere. It felt like a real watching the cartoon and stuff like that. Just a slapstick comedy and just how sarcastic sometimes they were and how how much of a pain in the ass they were to Splinter.
Yeah, and but it moves fast enough that it feels like it doesn't overstay its welcome as a movie.
Yeah.
But it also, I was thinking this to myself, like, man, this movie has so much character development.
Yeah.
And I was saying, again, to a friend, that the only one who was immune to character development was really Michelangelo, because he didn't get any and he didn't need any, because he was kind of perfectly placed in between everybody else.
Yeah.
And he ended up being my favorite character.
And he was young. He's the baby brother, so he was in the mix. He was the baby brother, so he was kind of treated like the baby brother as well.
Yeah, but it just also there was never a moment where I noticed that they started doing in later either the movies or in like just the series and stuff, was they had to hit him over the head and tell him stop acting silly.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about this first movie was that it was so. Everybody was so used to the fact that he's not going to listen to you. Yeah. The fact that he's in his own world is that you just went along with it. And I was saying, I coined the phrase, I was like, yeah, all the turtles, his brothers are not immune to his bullshit, because the example I gave was right after Ralph came back from, the defending April's honor.
Yeah.
No. That was later, because he ends up taking the red. The first point was when he chases the kids, and he meets I'm about to call him Quincy Jones. That's hilarious, Casey Jones.
Yeah,
and they have their little scrap, right? Yeah. And Splinter's trying to give a fatherly, serious talk. Mike's in the back ordering pizza.
Yeah,
and he gets
that's the beginning. That's the beginning of the movie. Yeah,
but remember, he didn't save April at that point.
No, that was the beginning. That was after they saved April, but April wasn't. No, that was the beginning. That was the first scene. Wait, what?
No, that was yeah, I still have it. I still have it fresh in my head. In the
Okay.
beginning, the first thing that happened was he got in a scrap because remember he saved the purse from the purse snatchers.
Yes.
And then that leads to him going and with the trench coat, I'm going to see a movie. So that was the part where he went out to fight Casey Jones.
Yeah.
So between that that event rather, he had come down as Spencer was trying to give them a serious talk.
Yeah.
Mike's on the phone, ordering a pizza with ridiculous stuff on it. That's when he coins the phrase "no anchovies."
You like, put the anchovies on that, you'll be in big trouble, mister.
And that's after he got the book thrown at him, which is hilarious. Like he didn't stop.
He still talk. Hey, the clock's ticking, dude.
Exactly. And
because that was the most famous scene, the pizza scene, being him and Donatello.
Yeah, it's like, but see now that's happening during a sincere moment.
Yeah.
So they go back to the sincere moment, and Spencer's having the meditation talk, and he's saying at the end we should all meditate, and they did not. It doesn't even miss a beat, and the music I forget what the exact song is, but it's that song comes on, and it's just Mikey and Leonardo this time, just dancing, and then Michelangelo goes, "It's like meditation," and this fucking Leonardo just smiles and just keeps doing it. I'm like, so there you see. Even the most serious of the turtles is not immune to this bullshit, and I love that.
And then that's when Raph left the sewer.
That's when he went up there to go see.
And going out.
Yep.
Is that all right with you?
Man. Yes.
And then that's one of the most famous scenes after. Like to this day, it's like probably one of my favorite scenes of all time. When Donatello and Mikey was waiting for the pizza man.
Yes.
Man. To this day, that scene is iconic, and that still makes me laugh and just makes me happy when I see it.
And they're just chilling and talking too. And I never realized this entire time that was a popsicle.
Yeah,
popsicle stick. Yeah, I'm like, what? What is that?
Yeah,
that's a popsicle stick. So that means he just ate a popsicle.
But I do like they started talking about Splinter. Like, do you think about what Splinter said and stuff like that? And
Michelangelo's just like he's in his own world.
Yeah, he's like. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
And you know, the behind the scenes trivia, that pizza dude is him.
Yeah.
Is the actual guy in the suit that played Michelangelo. Don't know about the voice. I forget the actual voice guy. So
yeah. It was the guy in suit, yeah.
So yeah, like that was a cool trivia. And then the pizza guy freaks out. He's like, I thought I delivered everywhere.
Yes.
Just a little.
Oh man!
But I wanted to say that's one of the things I really liked was when you go back and watch it. Notice everybody has a one-liner.
Yeah,
everybody, like from the pizza guy to the cab driver to which again Ninja Turtles, like people, but again, like everybody. You know, April's boss, April, the kid, Shredder. Tatsu, like literally Casey Jones, every yes, no, but that's what I mean, and it is timed so perfectly because they're like, what you get if you said, you know, if you look at it from a film perspective, you notice when they're going to transition to the next scene, it's usually them leaving a character, and the character has one really good line at the end, and it's like that's cool. Like I don't know, something leaves a lasting impression when you have so many non-major characters that just have something to say.
Yeah,
makes the world feel alive. You know,
that's something they really did. I think they did a great job. And honestly, this was actually considered an independent film.
Oh shit! I guess
this was actually for the longest time was the highest grossing independent film. I think something recently, like about 2 years ago, beat it out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this was probably one of the highest grossing independent films for quite some time, for a good 20 years.
I'd say it. This is a movie that needs special attention on the level of they should bring it back out for like adults to watch it now. Like
they do it. I know the Alamo.
I mean, like house? I want them to do like on a limited run or something.
But the Alamo run they do it. They do a screening of it like every month or so.
But is that in a specific place?
Yeah, the Alamo Theater. It's in Brooklyn.
They
do a lot of old school movies and stuff like that. So
do they have like one spot, or is it just the one in Brooklyn?
Well, they had one in Brooklyn, but they're making one in this. That's going to be the Seaport. It's going to have the animal there too.
Okay. No. But I mean, like, I want it to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I want adults to see it again.
Yeah, I think it's something that everyone, because like I think this wasn't aimed. Honestly, the movie was not aimed for kids. Like it was aimed for everyone. It was aimed for like a teenager, more of a teenager state of mind than anything.
You can see.
And I like the fact that they went with that. I think the fact that it was independent and the way they were able to film, that's why the first movie was a bit more darker. It was a bit more attitude. It was a bit more broad than the other ones. The other ones were more comical, more they had to kind of go with it because there was producing and they were trying to sell toys and things like that off the other ones.
Yeah, you can see that with the switch between 1 and 2. But I will say 1 is not that edgy.
Yeah,
it's a dark. It's film dark, as in the locales, the settings, and everything.
Yeah.
When you watch it, you go, "Oh man, it's always at nighttime," because it's a thing. Turtles at night. You don't want them in the daytime. But exactly. But not a particularly not really violent per se. Not really edgy per se. Not really like something that would shock you. Here's something that I didn't realize. And this is not a spoiler. Shredder quote unquote dies in the movie. And did you know that scene is literally 3 seconds?
Yeah.
And that's one of the most lasting images in the entire movie yet. Rewatching, I'm like, wow, they spent no time on this.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, not. Let's not put that in a negative way. They didn't linger.
Yeah.
At all. They literally, he fell in slow motion, hit the dumpster, got the oops. See the helmet crush, the supposed blood on the whatever of the machine, and then that's it.
Yeah,
right up to the group on the top of the building, hugging and whatnot. I'm like, wow, my mind just really had that as being a more drawn out scene. Nope, it wasn't.
Also, no, I think the movie did a really good job building to it. And that was something that I loved about it.
Damn,
this movie has so many one-liner, so many good lines too.
But it's nothing wasted. I was looking at it like, man, this is boring. No, because I remember thinking that the house part was boring in my kid head, going back in the memory of boring white house.
But then it was so important.
Oh, but here's the thing. Upon rewatching it, this weekend, I realized that was actually one of the funniest parts of the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, not even the we lost, this is serious part of the movie is even that serious, but it still manages to convey it's a big deal still.
Yeah.
And it's just but it still doesn't matter because they still had the funny ass training montage. They had April narrating everything about them when they were down, but then they had a really good scene where Donatello and Casey Jones were bonding. It was just that's cool. They calling each other names, wire for brains, junk, whatever. It's just that's cool. There's nothing but character building throughout the entire movie. And I think that's why all the characters are liked.
Yeah, and I think that was the biggest thing is that it was just a great movie. The lines always get to me. Ninja kicked the damn rabbit. That's one of my favorite lines of all time.
Yes, yeah.
Come on, you letting him go right by you.
That's what we should say. That was Michelangelo and who? Donatello?
Yeah, well, it was Mikey watching the cartoon, and then it went to the scene when Mikey and Raph and Leo started arguing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Mikey and Don were like, "Want to get chips? Chips, yes." And they will go get the chips, and then they were eating chips together while they were arguing.
But what they were watching with the tortoise in the hair, right?
Yeah, Mikey was watching Tortoise in the Hair.
Yeah, so that's the context. It was the turtle.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Why are you losing?"
Ninja kicked the damn rabbit.
Yeah,
do something. That's one of our favorite scenes. Again, the pizza scene, which is probably the most iconic one, was forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for the pizza. I love that sign. I live by that every fucking day.
That's so good.
I love the character building of Raph and Leo. I think those were the ones that you kind of had the serious tones with. Then Mikey and Donnie were more the comical, kind of like, all right, all this shit's happening. Oh, hi.
Yeah, basically, they were the random element.
And I think their scenes were beautiful. Like just pork rind. Fucking Mikey eating a Chico stick. Like, can you chew any louder? He went right to his ear.
Like, but again, if you wanted to, you could say it was Raphael's movie because he mainly the turtle featured the most.
I think he has the most character throughout, like in the comic book and stuff like that. He was the most brought out character, yeah,
in this movie. So I can see that.
And then I think the interactions with the brothers, I think they do such a perfect job with that. Like they treat each other like brothers. They don't treat each other like friends or like, no, they're brothers. So they pick on each other. They punch each other. They're
the part where they're trying to talk about Ralph being sad that he lost, I think it was, and he threw the siphon between Donatello's legs.
Yeah.
That was
yeah. I love that movie. I love that movie to death. Everyone should see that movie. Any way you can. I know Amazon Prime has it on their streaming service right now. It used to be on Netflix. They took it off recently.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw Ant-Man 2. It's all right. Not
Ant-Man?
bad. Yeah, Ant-Man 2. Yeah, it's not bad.
But yeah, what we verdict this movie? Turtles.
What the hell was the score we had? Because this is like just top
legendary.
5. Yeah,
it's a legendary movie. Okay. Everyone should see this movie. I think this is a comic book movie done right.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was not based on the cartoon; it was based on the comic.
I'll put it this way: everything that I noticed that I liked in the Marvel movies was present in this movie.
Yeah,
it's very smart writing. No wasted moments. No wasted scenes. Everybody seemed to have a purpose for being where they were. Everybody had personality, and that's the thing they capture in the Marvel movies. It's like, oh, this guy's not just here for exposition.
Yeah,
he also has a personality, and it's like that, dude. That means a lot, and it works so good.
And every character had its role. Like even Casey Jones was amazing, and that was another character we didn't really talk about. Casey Jones was such a good character. I don't think no one could. Even he had that character like that again.
He had an arc as well, like from when he first met Roth, and they had their little scraps and their beef. But he held his own against the giant mutant turtle, which is like, all right, that's cool. Like, all right.
Yeah.
And then you go to he backs them up in the building, and like that's a pretty cool scene because he's
Wayne Gretzky on steroids.
Oh shit! Yeah, just so much. So much.
There's so many iconic scenes, and I could talk about this movie all day because I love this movie.
I'll give you one more before we can wrap this part of the show up. Is that the arc between Casey and April O'Neil was one of the most natural, like, I don't know, on-screen romances. It's like they really don't like each other, but they find some common ground. Dude gives her the massage. They fucking talking about hockey the next thing because she asked the question, so you played professionally, and you get that little piece again, character building for him and more backstory for him, and then it all leads up to the end of the movie where they get the big kiss. But it's just the way it is. Like she's getting ready for the not a shoot. I'll keep saying it's a shoot. She's getting ready to go live on camera, and he's being all sheepish about it. It is like even at that point, they're still like that with each other. And I was like, there's still something there where you can be cute with adults like that.
Yeah,
like that's natural, dude.
And the turtles be going on like,
but I'm just saying, like, it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel creepy. It didn't feel not earned. It was like this is all natural. Like even opposites can, attract each other. Basically, that's what they tell you, right? So it was natural. Good stuff.
All right, last question for this movie. Do you think this movie makes it hard to recapture it for a future Ninja Turtle movie?
No, because I'll put it to you this way: if they get the people who do the Marvel movies, then it would be easy. It's the type of characterization it is. And so if you think about it this way, if you apply the love and the craft you put in Iron Man into a Ninja Turtles movie, you would have an amazing Ninja Turtles movie.
I think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like whoever directed this movie, the way they got them to talk naturally and just, it felt like you know what this felt like? a slice of life anime.
Yeah.
Like you were just popping into the lives of these people. This was gonna happen, but you're just a fly on the wall. Like you're just watching this all go down. It's like, oh, it just looks so natural. So yeah, I think they could, but they gotta have the right people behind the scenes.
I think they did. I actually think they did a really good job with the CGI movie.
Okay.
And I think that don't get the love that it should. I think everyone should check that one out. If you're a Turtle fan, the CGI movie did a really good job. And it was supposed to be after the whole. It was supposed to be like the sequel after 3.
Okay.
So the world connects to each other because if you go into their sewer, you see Shredder's helmet like all bent out of shape. You see the TRI can.
Oh, the mutagen can?
Yeah, you see the mutagen can for part 2. You see the scepter in the thing for part 3. So you see all their heads and stuff like that. So it's supposed to be like after what they were doing and how they tried to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking Donatello was doing customer service and Michelangelo was doing parties and things like that. He was Cowabunga Carl. He'll come in with a bigger turtle head and do birthday parties and shit.
That's great.
That's a great one. I guess we'll do that. I guess because we did the Marvel movies, let's go through the Turtle movies.
Okay.
So I guess the next verdict would be Ninja Turtles 2.
I'm not watching 3. I can't stand that movie.
Watch it again.
Honestly,
watch it, and just watch it for the cheesiness. I think the cheesiness gives it somewhat character.
Okay.
It's better than the Michael Bay ones.
Okay. Man, that's a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah. The second one wasn't bad. The first one was terrible.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah,
I'll check it out.
So, Secret to Use would be the next cast for the next verdict.
And which one is the ones where they started using worse suits?
3.
3. Okay. See, man, you're making the case really hard.
3 just was. I think what affected 3 was it was just brighter. Like it was during the day. It was a lot of lighting, so you really saw the suits. As in the first 2, they were kind of dark and grungy and shit like that. So you didn't really see like the flaws of the suits because it was dark and like that. And the Japanese one, you see them bright because they're in bright ass rooms and all that shit, and they do look robotic.
Well, I will only say in the first movie when they have at the house, it's at daytime, so you get to see them when they're doing the training march.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I think the way it filmed too was still kind of.
I think.
It just didn't look like as bright.
Okay. I got what you're saying.
Yeah. As in the third movie, the lighting of every scene was a lot brighter. Even the sewer was a lot brighter.
It looked like what the live action show was.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
And that show was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. All right. So yeah, the verdict. Watch it. It's a legendary movie.
Yeah.
Watch the first trailer.
It's pretty timeless.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I played Crackdown this week. Came out I think Friday.
Third one?
Probably before that, I'm not sure. Yeah, Crackdown 3. A way to play it, so you don't have to buy it for $60 is get the Xbox Pass.
Okay.
It's $10 a month, and you could play it on there for free.
Okay.
Well, $10 a month. It's a game. It's not a long game, but it's a lot of collecting and shit like that. So I think that will take the long part is the collecting everything. But it's plays like 1 and 2. There's not much. I feel like there's not much of a difference of 1 and 2. It's just more graphics.
Okay.
Control feels clunky a little bit, but you get used to it. Other than that, it's a fun game.
Does it feel like an old game? Like it was made to be in like 2008, 9?
I feel like it was meant to be like right after 2.
Okay.
So it's the exact same formula of what the first 2 were.
Can you be disappointed with it if it didn't promise anything like different? So like I guess that's what you want, right?
I think the fact that it was supposed to be this beautiful Microsoft game because Microsoft still hasn't had like that big, epic, exclusive title.
Yeah, I
So
guess so.
this was supposed to be it, and it looks alright. It's not a bad looking game, but it has its problems. But it's a fun game though.
Okay. Okay.
So check it out. If you have the Xbox Game Pass, you can download it on there for free. It's $10 a month.
Would
If you
you
really don't
recommend
want to,
somebody to buy it though?
I wouldn't buy it. I personally would not buy it. If I had the $10 a month thing, I'll just do the $10 a month and play it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it's not that long of a game. The single player is not that long. You'd be playing more for the online, but the single player is not that long.
All right. Now, can you speak from a perspective on the multiplayer stuff? Like,
so I did play a little bit with Jenkins. I did the co-op. I didn't do the multiplayer like versus mode.
Yeah, I want to know about that thing.
No, I did not do that. I guess it was kind of like the same of what part 2 did. Because I
We
think the
saw the
multiplayer was
experience
on
you
part
had.
2. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But I know the co-op wasn't bad. It was easy to find your person. It was easy to get to things. You just gotta unlock. They do pick up the difficulty if you do have multiple people.
Oh, okay.
So the bad guys will probably be more than normally.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, they scale it up. I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Other than that, it was fun. It was a fun game. I just unlocked their car, so it's kind of like a. The car is not. I'm not impressed with the car. I liked the older cars better.
Yeah.
Remember the Batmobile looking car?
I like that one.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed with the car. Other than that, it's a fun game. But again, I'll try it for $10.
I was gonna ask you about. Did you try the weapons out? Does it have any cool stuff they put in there?
I haven't unlocked a lot of the crazy weapons, but they have like the plasma guns and stuff like that. Depending on every villain every gang has a weakness. So if you're fighting the poison ones, you want to use fire, or you want to use poison against the fire ones and things like that. Like if you use their weapons against them, then they'll resist it. Things like that.
Okay,
but there's a lot of things.
But does it have like? Because I remember like that was the thing when you upgrade your abilities. Some of the stuff changed. So like, does it like you shoot this type of thing now?
Yeah, I think it like you gain more powerful like pieces. So like say for instance, my grenade now explodes 3 times instead of 1.
Ooh,
like things like that.
That sounds pretty good.
That was the upgrades they have. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But it's a fun game. Definitely check it out. It's something worth like trying out, especially if you have an Xbox. There's no other exclusives out there, so.
Okay, I feel you.
Play it.
Oh, and how's Terry Crews? Is he cool? Did you get to see him, or is he like?
Yeah, he's like the main character. That's the character I'm using is Terry Crews.
Oh, I mean, so how is that? Is that just? Did it turn out to just be he's in it, or is it kind of funny?
It's a big storyline. He's part of the story and shit like that.
So are you feeling it? Is it funny?
Yeah, it's all right. Like he does a lot of like one-liners and shit while you're playing as him and stuff like that too.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get a feel because this is like Kingdom Hearts. This is another one of those long ass development cycle games. So
yeah,
I just want to know if it made a big bang or not.
I wish it looked pretty. I wish they did better with the graphics. I wish they really like went out and like Xbox One. This is the game to get on Xbox One X.
Well, I'm not gonna say that it wasn't touted as to be that. Remember that big demo
was, but it's dated. Like the game looks really dated.
Oh, fuck. All right. I understand.
Other thing, they just released Tetris 99 for Nintendo Switch. It's an interesting Tetris game. It's like you see a bunch of people playing and you're playing.
There's actually 100 people?
Playing. Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy.
Well, if you get a full game, it's 100 people. Sometimes you don't, and they'll be missing blocks. But y'all playing Tetris, and the winner, and it's like whoever loses gets eliminated. And if you'll see feeder boxes. Unless it's you, then you get eliminated. You just watch them play until it ends.
So have you tried it out?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I got my Tetris skill. I won like 2 games.
Oh, you made it to what is it, 99 or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a bitch, but it was fun.
And so but it's basically just an endurance.
Yeah, it's Tetris. It's like who could last the longest.
That's what it is. Okay, yeah. I got you. And and so what's the competitive aspect like? can you do to the other opponents? Nothing.
Well, when you're getting your lines, it affects the other people. So if you get like a big like
Oh,
Tetris says, it'll affect. It'll like throw blocks in
okay.
their
So how
side
do
and stuff
they?
like that.
All right. So I'm confused. I'm not confused. I'm interested at that part. How do you know whose blocks you're going to send yours to?
I think it hits everybody. I think it's random
Oh,
how they do it.
I got you.
Hmm.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun and it's free.
And it's oh shit. Oh, but it's only on the service though. You have to have the service to have it. The
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Switch. Yeah, which is $25 for a year, $35 for a family plan.
Okay.
It's not that expensive, and you get a bunch of other Nintendo games for it too.
Oh yeah, you get all the. Which I'm hearing a lot of the
Retro stuff
retro
that's on
stuff. They're
the
putting like some pretty special stuff in the emulators and all that. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that's cool.
They put doing like score like a speed run kind of thing for Mario 2 and things like that.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Nintendo, you want to talk about the director? Because I saw some of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
I saw.
Mario Maker 2 got
Yeah, I was
announced for the
about to bring
Switch.
that up. Yes. Yeah, Mario Maker.
Now you're gonna see a lot of other people creating shit that's impossible to beat.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah,
Like I got it to Giant Bomb. They had a whole thing. There was a guy who was a former member. His name was Patrick Klepek, and he had like basically it was like a daily thing of him just making levels,
yeah.
and they were crazy. It was ridiculous.
They announced all the Final Fantasy games coming to the Switch, like
No,
the
they did.
7,
They
9,
only said 7 and 9. What
7,
is with
9.
8?
I
They
loved
skipped
8. I
8,
think 8 is my favorite one.
but they skipping 8. What happened with Final Fantasy 8?
I think if it gets, I think if they sell it good, they'll bring 8.
That's so weird, man. Mm-mm. Maybe you know what it is. I think maybe the story of the game didn't age well.
Yeah,
And there's probably things in this sensitive world that you can't have in that in the market anymore. Because
yeah,
Squall was kind of a dick to that chick. That's all I remember.
yep. You have the Yoshi game coming out like next month.
Oh yeah, that's cool. And that's like the next yarn. Not I don't mean like literally, but like in the series of Yoshi gets a new game. So remember he
Yeah,
had the yarn game not too long ago, and now he's gonna get. So what's the motif for this one?
yeah.
What's it look like?
I have no clue. No, the Yoshi one. It's the wool world.
But it's gonna stay with that.
Yeah, it's in that style.
Oh shit! So what? That's like the third game, right?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
they made a
Okay.
3DS one and they made a Wii U one. I think it's a remake of the Wii U one. To be honest, I don't think it's a brand new game.
I got you.
But Nintendo has a way of doing things like
I
that.
mean, though, unfortunately, that system tanked, so I kind of get it.
Yeah. They kind of hinted Bayonetta 3. Still not full feature look at it. They announced a couple other games for Platinum Games that look pretty sick. I forgot the name of it.
I saw one, and the one that was at the end, Astral Chain, I think it's called.
Yeah, that one looks dope.
But so I love that the internet took to social media. They called them the Switch Police.
Yeah.
And they were like, somebody's caption was, "I always wonder what the Nintendo cops look like." And so basically, all right, Switch cops. I see.
Yeah.
It
And
looks
then
cool.
they had and then they have their mech game coming out. There's a demo of it up now on the Switch.
Now, mechs, now it's like a shooter or something, or is it like?
Yeah, it's a mech shooter. I forget the name of the game.
Okay.
But it's on the demo. You could
Oh, I
download
know
the
what you
demo
mean.
now.
That game reminded me of Armored Core, which I'm like, that seems kind of interesting. I
Yeah.
might look into that.
Yep.
Yes.
Also, yeah, it was a good direct. They showed a lot. Oh, the Link Awakening. That was my favorite thing.
Unpopular opinion, I'm not feeling the art style.
Uh,
I mean, not the cool opening. That
Yeah.
looks pretty good. Like I like that they actually went back and animated that. Like they didn't have to do that, but like the sprites that the art direction for the actual in game stuff, I'm like that just looks odd to me
okay.
because it's one of my favorite Legend of Zeldas.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite besides Ocarina of Time. And
Yeah.
I was happy to see the announcement, but I just don't like how it looks. So, yeah. I mean, if it plays,
I want to wait to the gameplay. It looks like the 3DS ones, like the way it's built in that way. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna play like them.
When I see it looks like a toy, and somebody mentioned that, and I was like, oh yeah, he does. They have it where it looks like you're playing with figures.
Yeah,
So I think, Nintendo likes to mix up the appearance of those games, so it's not unexpected. But it's
yeah.
just like, God damn it, that's mine. I like that one. Why you gotta mess with that one?
Yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, I'm happy to hear everything with Nintendo. Nintendo's doing great, so I'm happy with my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of news with Activision.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Not good news.
You know what really bothered me the most is when they announced they're gonna let go of 600 people, but then they announced the Call of Duty the same day.
And what was that from?
That was the same day they announced the 600 people laid off, and then they announced Infinity Ward, Call of Duty next year.
Wow, they really did that shit? Well, shit.
Yeah.
Let go of more than that. 200 more. It was 800.
Yeah.
It's like real bad.
Yeah.
And then supposedly they were downsizing 10, in which that equals about 10% of their workforce.
Yeah.
And so that's why it was that many. And apparently stories are coming out that it was random.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't based on performance or anything. And that's worse. So it's like they didn't even give a shit who they fired, which is like, what?
We gotta let go of this many people, and this is how it's gonna be.
And then there's also the fact that they had put out statements like, I think the day before,
it
was the statements that they were having record profits, which just seems odd.
Yeah.
To do that one after the other, because they're the ones who also put out the news. It's not like it came out of nowhere. They had to make the call. It was a conference.
Yeah.
And also, then you find out more personally that people were getting fired during the conference and they didn't even know what was going on. That's terrible. Like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
No decorum. What's up? So, I don't know. I mean, that's just pretty much bad news. And the fact that they're so shady already with all the microtransactions and all that, it just makes me so sad for the state of when it comes to AAA development.
Yeah.
That's what the people who work for them have to deal with. It's like, well, you know what? I kind of think is starting to get back to a time where we might need like maybe they do need to unionize.
Yeah.
But also I think we need to like up the quality of the B tier like situation in gaming so that people can have some place to like just go. Because when Activision and EA and stuff, they pick up these studios en masse, it ends up like when they're done with you, where do you go?
Okay, Aki.
What do you mean, the Japanese studio?
Yeah.
What, they hiring people?
No, EA had them, and now they just they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing is just like on the positive side, I have heard via other podcasts and social media that people are like in mass posting job positions and stuff. So a lot of the talented people are able to get jobs, or at least start to get back on their feet faster than normal. You know what I mean?
Good.
So that's the thing that's cool. But like
that's a good community.
See, that's the one thing that is the positive, but that sucks. It's a lot of people.
That sucks. It does suck. It does suck for everybody, but at least the community actually stepping up and doing something in that sense.
Yeah, makes me feel bad. I don't want to buy games from that company, but I don't really know what comes from them anymore.
Yeah, so
to be honest,
I honestly, the Activision, I think I have not. Well, actually, no, I bought Spyro. Spyro's Activision.
See, that's what I mean. Like, I would not want to purchase. I would want that game because I understand the effort that went into it, and that was a passion project. Basically, that's a remake and a very, very well done remake. But that studio happens to be owned by an awful company. When it comes to practices of this nature, I don't know what the work environment like. It's probably great to work there, but like when hey man, guess what? You fired. What? Yeah, that sucks. No reason? Yeah, no reason. Record profits? Yeah, record profits. You
So
fired.
y'all can still
What?
pay me, but yeah, I made more money and y'all can't pay me. That's
What?
retarded.
So you mean my work was good, but you got to fire? Yeah. See, that's the part that doesn't make any sense, and that that's capitalism. Hey, I'm not gonna sit here and argue that, right? That's the situation we live in. That's capitalism. If you're beholden to stock, I forget what it's called. When it's a publicly traded company, right? You're beholden to people, so you got to listen to the people in charge, and they can say, "Hey, at any time, guess what? You're not valuable. Goodbye." So that sucks.
Yeah, it does. Hopefully, the people get back on their feet and shit.
I just, I would just like to say before we move on, but just like, hey, do you think there's ever gonna be a solution to that? Because that keeps happening. This isn't the first time this happened.
It's hard to say that they would be like that depending on the company and how they're running it. If they're running it the way they are, if they just let go of people because they just needed to cut these jobs and it's, I don't know, out of nowhere, that's kind of fucked up. But it all depends on the situation and how the company's run. It's always going to be like that as long as someone like that is in the head of the company.
So yeah, so I think the solution is they need to change how they run companies.
But the way you could do it is don't support them.
Yes, vote with your dollars.
That's your biggest thing. That's the biggest thing you could do is not buy their products, buy
Mm-hmm.
anything off of them, and that's the way to start. Just don't
Mm-hmm.
buy it. Call of Duty. I have not touched a Call of Duty in many years, and I have no interest in touching one anytime soon.
This is true.
And
I
that's
agree.
probably their bread and butter right there is Call of Duty, and that's gonna make more money because everyone is that's their bread and butter.
Mm-hmm. And I think they're continuing to evolve it because the blackout mode is one of the most popular things in gaming now. Anyway.
And getting sued right now by Booker T.
Oh man, yeah. Good thing you brought that up.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard just on a awkward downward spiral.
Yeah.
This is on a website called Motherboard. I saw it on. Apparently, Booker T, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T,
Five
had
time.
five time. At one point, had a character named G.I. Bro that was in WCW, and then later on in his life, they made a comic book. Apparently in 2015. But then you could see there's some artwork for the character that is almost exactly the same
Oh wow.
in the Call of Duty. Which one is this? This is Black Ops 4 that recently
Yeah.
came out. The character is almost a complete ripoff because
Okay.
you say to yourself, "Oh, it could be any black man," and then you look at the side by side and you go, "Oh, no, there's clear inspiration from the dreads to the head wrap to the way just the big black even to his nose. It
Yeah.
looks like his face.
I was
That's
like,
the
if
thing.
you had they probably had the nose tape for the eyebrow.
Yeah, it's funny if the guy doesn't have it in the picture, but that'd be
Yeah.
funny if he did. But again, it's just like, damn, they basically stole his face and
So
hair.
I actually could see Booker T actually winning that.
Yeah, I can see it too. You have the picture? Yeah, it looks egregious.
The
It's
one,
unfortunate.
yeah, the one that they lost recently, it was Carlton, uh, Alfonso
Oh,
Herrera.
Rubiero? Yeah, yeah.
He was suing Fortnite for his dance. Same thing with the other people that did a dance, and I actually knew they were gonna lose. Like I actually clearly knew because you cannot copyright a dance move.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
cannot copyright a movement. So that was something that Michael Jackson had a problem with. He wanted to copyright the moonwalk. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted that to be his, and anybody that did it had to pay him. He couldn't do it.
Gotcha.
So, because it's a fuck. I can't think of the word, but it's expressive. It's expression of self. It's not a term or word or anything.
Okay, understood.
So yeah,
Understood.
he lost. Lost.
I mean,
Real
listen,
lost.
you one person hears about it, they all try to jump on the bandwagon. You see that?
Yeah. Like,
Um,
hey, that's my dance. Do you have your yeah? And then again, I knew for a fact that he didn't copy. There was no way he could copy because
also,
even the
he didn't
dude,
make didn't even
Huh?
create the card. Apparently,
No.
he got that from somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Claiming shit that's not yours.
Oh boy. You know.
Big thing in New York City was Toy Fair.
And what is that, like a convention? Because I know they have magazine
So
and stuff.
Toy Fair is a trade show, so it's more of a trade than a convention. It's more like the only way you could go in is if you're a seller or buyer
Oh,
and
there's
race like
stuff.
that.
I got you.
Which I gotta find a way to make myself like maybe a blogger or something like that could go to Toy Fair because I would like to go to Toy Fair.
Well, you could use the RedCycloneInc blog on
Yes,
WordPress.com.
there we go. That's what I'm going to use. Next time, I'm going to sign up with the WordPress.
Yeah.
Thing. And let's see if we get tickets because it's free. It's a free event. It's more for buying and trading.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's a big thing in the city. They announced Hasbro fucking destroyed the show. They showed all the new Power Ranger stuff. They showed all the Marvel Legends, which they also own, and now they're doing the vehicle Marvel Legends. So like they have a Deadpool and the scooter, which I kind of want. Yeah.
Are they gonna do the
They
Punisher,
doing
with his van or something? Or
not just yet. They did Captain America with the motorcycle.
Really? Movie one
and
or the original?
movie one, and there's another one I can't think of right now. Oh, Xavier with his wheelchair, the gold wheelchair.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
Is it a full-fledged Professor X
yeah,
take out?
yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So they announced those. They announced the relaunch of the X-Men Classics figures, which I showed you the picture of it.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, they announced those, so you're gonna see a full run of those. You're gonna see classic battles, which they're gonna start doing as well. With starting with Hulk Wolverine, they're gonna have the first appearance Wolverine costume and shit.
So, and they're gonna be Marvel Legends style figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you have fucking Power Rangers. Power Rangers killing it in the toy scene. Hasbro. It's already showing a lot of promise to what they're doing. They just announced that Boom Studios just signed a big deal with them that are continuing the comic for the next 10 years.
Nice. That's
so
awesome.
Boom Studios and Power Rangers Hasbro and Boom Studios have a really good relationship.
Okay.
That's a great thing. There's talks. Beast Morphers debuts on March 2nd.
Okay, cool.
So it's on Nickelodeon. I gotta find a way to watch it. Probably on the website, I could watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Power Rangers Beast Morphers start March 2nd, and then not only that they announced that, one that I really wanted, and I think I would have tried to steal it if I could. And when I went to the show, was they actually had the official Megazord suit.
What?
Like the suit that they used for the show.
Yeah.
They actually had it in display, and I'm like, I want that suit. Like, I will buy that suit. Like, how much is that suit? I will save up and buy that suit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And to me, the original Megazord is the best Megazord, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my favorite Zord. So he just has an epic look to him, and it was just the full display. But the only thing is, it had the Mastodon head shield.
Oh, okay.
So
that's pretty cool.
That's something that you never see in the American one. In the Super Sentai, they use it a few times, but the Mastodon head it becomes a shield.
And it has the breath attack still.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. So they announced that. They announced the Lightning edition, the Lightning figures, which the first wave comes out next month, which includes the White Ranger, Tommy, Shadow Ranger, Doggy Kruger, which I'm so excited about. Lord Zed and Dino Charge, Red Ranger.
Yeah, like I'm excited specifically about 3 of those. Damn.
Yeah, I don't care about I got the set just to have the set because I'm starting from scratch with the Power Rangers figures. So I'm like, you know what? I could start with these figures. The one thing I'm a little disappointed with that I liked from the older ones was the fact that they all came a piece to build the Megazord.
Okay. Gotcha.
This don't have it, but they have like extra hands. They actually have you can take off the helmet and put the regular head on. and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So yeah, because you see Doggy's blue little Nimbus head.
Got you.
So I'm excited with that. I pre-order all of them. They announced Goldar and the yellow Beast Morpher Ranger is going to be exclusive to GameStop, which I hate. And then they also announced
both.
Yeah, Goldar and the yellow Beast Morpher.
What?
Yeah, they're gonna be
I
GameStop
want
exclusive.
Goldar.
Which I actually pre-ordered Goldar because I needed Goldar.
Okay.
And then they also announced that the red Beast Morpher is gonna be part of that series as well.
Nice.
There's a few other ones they showed before pictures, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be part of the wave or it's gonna be exclusive because I know the Magnum Defender was one of them, and there was fuck, I forgot the other one. No, it was just mainly the Magnum Defender for this series, and they didn't show him yet. So there's a chance that he might be exclusive to a store, or he just comes out later in the wave.
Okay.
So you have one wave in the beginning of the year, one wave in the end of the year.
I'm waiting for SPD. When's SPD?
Yeah, we got Shadow Ranger. So
yeah, this is true, but I kind of want the Red Ranger.
I want Sky.
This is true.
I want Sky. Sky is my favorite Blue Ranger.
I kind of like the blue, not the blue, the white one. What was his name? I don't know. I don't remember the name, but I liked his outfit a lot.
Oh, okay.
So give me that. But anyway,
yeah. But they announced that they announced a lot of little miniature figures, and they're doing a whole different line of things. I think the only thing that people were complaining about the Hasbro stuff was the Zords. They were unhappy with the Zords. But then I'm like, you have to Transformers. How you not get the Zords right?
Mm-hmm. I thought, that was a dream match made somewhere in heaven, and it didn't come to pass. How is that? What?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
That was the one thing that I'm like very curious that that was the one thing that I was kind of worried about. I was like, how the hell you make Transformers, but you're not doing good with the Megazords? Like, that's something that's going hand in hand.
It boggles the mind.
Yeah.
Why is there an Optimus Prime Megazord?
No.
Should be.
Should be. It should be. They announced all the Transformer figures. There's a shitload to them. Going that. Pops announced a bunch of collections, including the Office. They are starting these new Pops with the headquarters, I guess, the house. So like they're gonna have Peter Bateman and the Ghostbuster house together.
Is it a carrying case?
I don't know. I think it's just a standee.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's just a big toy. Yeah. They announced that him with the Ghostbuster house. They announced Scooby with the Haunted Mansion.
What? Scooby?
They announced a couple other ones, but yeah, I'm not crazy about it. But I think I gotta see it in person and see if it looks cool enough. That I'm like, I might want to get that.
If you give me a Shin Shaggy, I'm all in. Not regular Shaggy, Shin Shaggy.
Shin's. But they announced WWE announced a shitload of figures coming out. I was talking about this on the last cast that they're making these Ultimate Elite ones, which like have multiple heads and things like that. Like Ultimate Warrior has like Battle Rage, which like the makeup is kind of off, and then the one that's fully on. Ronda Rousey has like the leather jacket, and I wonder if she's gonna pull her crotch every single time now.
Oh my goodness, that's the action.
That's gonna be my action if I get that. I'm gonna pull the crotch. That's gonna be her action. But yeah, Toy Fair still going on. Today's the last day there. A lot of cool stuff. Oh, they showed this really dope Transformer Ghostbuster car.
Really?
It's that Ecto one that's a Transformer.
Come on, listen, hold on. We can't let this slide. Going back to the Power Rangers, Hasbro not having made a transforming Power Ranger thing. Come on, do you realize that the entire transformation from the Megazord, from the tech mode to the Megazord, should be possible?
Yeah,
via Hasbro. Okay. Now you just hit me in the head with that. I'm starting to think about it for real. It's starting to sink in. That sucks. Yo, I'm just thinking about it in my head, like that whole scene. Like you could literally do that if they would to do it.
Yeah. Or like the Zords should be they should have good Zords. Like that's the one thing they should do. They've been doing Transformers for so long that the Zords are kind of the same thing. You're just connecting them together instead of like transforming it together.
But like even they have the technology. They can build it. Boo. Nah, that's awesome.
But they announced a lot of cool things. Mattel showed their first line of DC figures. Mattel
it's got a little Slimer too. What?
Yeah. Mattel took over DC's licensing, so they're doing the DC toys now. They showed a whole lineup of DC stuff, which they kind of went back with some old school looking ones as well.
That's a good thing about that.
That's a good thing. Like you saw the Bruce Wayne Batman,
and
things like that. So that was a cool thing.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. How you feel about the Batman's current portrayal in movies? Not great, right?
I haven't liked Batman. Like the person that is Batman, even Bale, I had problems with.
Okay, now let me ask you: do you prefer the person to play Batman to necessarily be a great actor, or would you prefer a Batman to whoop some ass?
It has to be a good mix of both because Batman also has a personality, especially outside of as Bruce Wayne. So I feel like Bruce Wayne has to be a kind of a different character than what he has to be as Batman. I feel with Ben Affleck, he didn't get enough. I don't think he got a fair chance of being fully Batman.
Okay.
Because it wasn't fully his movies.
Now, let me ask you, because I saw, I think it was this past week, the martial arts actor Scott Adkins. I think he's a French dude, and he's like he's in a bunch of pretty good stuff. Yeah. The only thing is, as far as acting wise, he's not really tested in a big role.
Yeah, and he's not that good of an actor.
But yeah, that's the thing. That's the part I was like, but he has the look.
He's like a Power Ranger actor.
Yes. Like there's a clear ceiling that he has hit, and then as of yet he hasn't passed it.
Yeah,
but he has the look spot on.
Yeah, if he does like the stunt work and shit, I'm all for it. But yeah, you're gonna have to have someone that's Bruce Wayne.
Oh man,
yeah. I don't think. But then again, you know what? If given the role to somebody and given the chance.
What if you get Kevin Conroy to dub him?
Honestly, Kevin Conroy should talk every Batman anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it should be his voice on everyone.
But it's the worst part is Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne voice coming out of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Have another man playing Bruce Wayne. I'm just saying, it'd be great.
I'm just saying, just have him lip talk. Yeah, I do it for singers all the time.
Yeah. Oh God. I don't know. That was just on my mind thinking about Batman. But anyways, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I with Batman's a really hard character, hard and good. He's a hard and easy character in ways.
Okay.
He's a hard character to pick someone because there's so many portrayals of Batman that depending on the person who's reading it sees a Batman a certain way.
Okay.
But then you also have if the person did enough serious stuff or the person did comedy and going into this and like when they picked George Clooney as Batman, I was like, what the fuck you thinking about?
See, like, he was the one. He had the look, but he had zero tested like Batman, like comical acting, like comic book at the time. Because you remember, it was a different style of acting back then.
But then again, you also had Bruce Wayne, Batman as in Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, if you would look at Michael Keaton before even him as Batman, I would never see him to be casted as Batman.
Okay, I will give you that, but I will also say that Batman at the time, you could have cast a wider net of people because it didn't have the pedigree. So I wasn't 100% surprised.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying in the sense is like, say for instance, before even Batman was production or anything like that, would you actually be like, you know, who would be a great Batman? Michael Keaton.
No, because
of the roles he played before.
No, because of my mindset at the time. See, I think about it now, and I would agree with you. Yeah. But when you go back to the time and place and think about it from then, you go, we don't know. because our standards were different back then.
But then again, also Michael Keaton was hot because of Beetlejuice, and he had a bunch of yeah.
He was actually in a lot of movies.
But he's lined up being one of my favorite Batmans. Like I thought as Batman, I'd say he was the best Batman.
The best portrayal of a Batman, yeah.
As Batman, I think Bale was a good Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think he was a really good Bruce Wayne. I think Keaton was a better Batman.
He didn't have to do that much, and I think that's what benefits Batman is not making Batman do too much.
Yeah.
He just does a thing, and the shit gets done.
Yeah, and he was straight one lines. Like Keaton didn't try to be funny or anything like that. He was Batman.
Well, he had. I think it was that time period of writing. I think maybe that is just what it was. Mm-hmm. But maybe we should go back and look at the first Batman movie with a fresh eye. Because I think Batman also might be like Ninja Turtles, where when you watch it again as an adult or at least far removed from it, you might be like, I might be surprised at how well everything is paced and how well the lines are delivered. Because I feel like that movie never really got boring or it got bad. It was just like the entire way through it maintained my attention.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking back as a kid, that's hard.
Yeah.
So again, I think maybe there's something to the way it was written. Just Michael Keaton as an actor.
And Tim Burton's style really hit too. It was because he was director of Batman 1 and 2.
You're right.
So yeah, it's be interesting. I still to this day, like everyone, I feel that Ben Affleck didn't get a first shot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because honestly, when like in Batman vs Superman, I thought he was not bad as Batman.
Okay.
I didn't care. I didn't like how big he was, but then again, he was kind of portraying the Frank Miller Batman more than anything. That was kind of the style Batman they wanted him to be. Mm-hmm. So it made sense. The fight scenes he did and things like that, he was actually not bad as Batman.
Let me ask you, was Michael Keaton portraying a particular Batman or no?
I think I think he was portraying more of a Neil Gaiman or Alan Moore Batman. Like he was more of the serious tone. He was more of the quiet, dark tone Batman.
All right.
So I say between Neil Gaiman and Alan Moore.
And Christian Bale, was he his own, or was that also like?
I think Bale was more towards the current Batmans and stuff like that.
Like in the books at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And George Clooney, I don't know.
Yeah, I see. But look. Hold on. You're not wrong. Here's the thing. I think, wasn't it either exposed or that later revealed that what was the guy? Schumacher. Wasn't it revealed that he had a huge he was hugely inspired by 66.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes more sense then, but it's still not good.
No.
But it makes more sense.
Yeah, he was inspired by Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, talking about Batman. God damn, Scott Steiner fucking destroying lives today. They announced Batman and Ninja Turtles. Seeing that we were talking about both. They announced Batman and Ninja Turtle team up for anime.
Oh, well, the anime?
It's going to be an animated movie.
But like in the anime style? Like specific?
What? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That was announced last week.
Wow, I didn't hear that, dude.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I was like, seeing that we got into Batman and Turtles, it made perfect sense. Mm-hmm. The comic books were really good. They did two versions. They did one that was in DC. It was more DC produced, and then there's one IDW produced. So IDW one, IDW did the one they did was the animated series. So it was the 2012 Turtles and the animated series team up.
Oh,
and then the first one was kind of like the comic book Turtles teaming up with comic book Batman.
Wow. Okay.
The movie's set for this year, so it comes out later this year. I kind of like the art direction. I'm actually feeling it because it kind of has the comic book style. and 2012 style mixed together.
Oh, that's it.
So
All right. All right.
I'm
So I'll check
excited
that.
for it. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. I have hope.
All right. So I'll make sure to track that down. So
Yeah.
it's a trailer or it's like just art or something?
It's just art right now. I'm gonna post up the picture for you so you can
Okay,
see
cool.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, but Toy Fair was great. There's a lot of good things, a lot of cool things announced. And I pre-ordered, and they trying to take all my money. The last thing they announced, talking about Ninja Turtles was the 80s cartoon turtles. That's gonna be a Target exclusive. It's gonna be 2 packs. So like Leo comes with Shredder, and they're based on the cartoon scales, but they look really dope. And I'm like, damn you, why you want to take all my money?
Okay.
Oh shit.
Wow. Looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes out later this year.
Good stuff, man.
I'm excited. Oh, the other thing is they added the Super Sentai that's before Zoo Ranger
And what's that?
on the Shout Factory. They added the Jetman, Super Sentai Jetman,
Oh, okay.
which is it reminds me like I was looking at it. I kind of want to see it, so we think of doing it between season when we do season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We're probably gonna try to watch that one as well, and that'll be the second cast we do. But it reminds me of Battle of Earth with the bird suits and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Known to America as what was it? G-Force.
G-Force, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jetman is pretty cool. Like I was looking at it. They added it on the Shout Factory DVDs because
Awesome.
it just recently came out. But that was the one right before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that was the season that we possibly almost got, but we didn't get
Oh
that one. We
wow.
got the dinosaurs.
Cool. I wonder if they're gonna get Spider-Man.
I
I would
wonder. I
love
would
that.
love to watch that as well. So honestly, check it because I never checked if Spider Man is on there. They do
Okay.
have a lot of Japanese shows on there.
All right. I will do.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Uh,
yeah.
before we wrap it up, just want to mention 2 things. Capcom doing a damn thing this weekend with free DLC for 2 games.
Yeah.
If you bought Resident Evil 2, you'll have access this week. I think it was it was on Friday. It's called the Ghost Survivors DLC,
Oh, cool.
and basically what it is it only tells you 3 characters, but apparently there's 4 unlockable characters. Well, there's 3 that you initially get, and 1 that you can unlock.
Okay.
And it's like sub stories based pretty much for like what would be considered the classic mercenaries mode. It's not at all any type of story driven DLC. It's just a little slice and then a mode where you have to get from point A to point B. That's it.
Okay.
They never said this is a story based thing, so people don't go in expecting a whole new story. It's more like the hunk part, the hunk sector.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
play as this one character, go. That's it.
Cool.
So and apparently they actually put work into it, which I find again just like super endearing. There's new enemy types, and there's a lot. They added customizations to some of these characters. There's a character, one of her costumes, she gets a raccoon on her head,
Oh, cool.
and then there's one that for a different character where you can have the head of a liquor, and so, the big brain, the butt brain on
Yeah.
her head, but the tongue actually moves.
Yeah.
So it's silly as well. So I'm like, what? This is awesome. So again, that's free if you bought Resident Evil 2 Remake. And also I guess the second part of the Witcher quest unlocked this past week,
Cool.
which is the team-based version of fighting the ancient Leshurn, which is like a tree spirit, I believe, from the Witcher games. I don't really know. I'll just put it that way. It's a wizard. It's a Witcher monster.
Okay.
Yeah. And what it is one of those special fights it's done like the Behemoth fight, which is a monster from Final Fantasy. And what they did with that monster was they basically put a different style of trying to tackle the monster. Yes, the controls are the same. Yes, you still do the same things, but the way you play is a bit different. Whereas with the Behemoth, makes sense to have one character deal damage to attract attention. other character is a healer, another character is doing X, another character is doing Z, right? This is also present in this fight. It is not a straightforward fight, and I think people have pretty much learned really quickly. I don't know if there's YouTube tutorials or anything out there. I haven't checked. I don't really watch that type of stuff from Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But I will say I've noticed it's changed the way randoms play with each other. They will wait in a specific spot. They will not engage that monster until all 4 players are there. They will buff up and everything before they start. And then after each encounter, it kind of gives you a brief window to go back to camp, restock your stuff, go back and fight. And you keep repeating that process until the monster's dead. And then at first I was extremely irritated because I was just like, why is this thing whooping my ass? And why is it killing everybody? And then once I started playing, I guess as more people became acclimated to the way you're supposed to fight it, meaning what I think people were doing was going from the first area straight to the next area without restocking their stuff, thinking this is a regular fight and that, oh yeah, these 4 people, we're gonna beat this thing in no time. It took like 30 minutes. And we knew what we were doing apparently.
Yeah.
So the way it's made is not made to be an easy quest at all. It's made for like some degree of either communication, which good luck, or coordination, which is a little bit easier in Monster Hunter than you think. So it's fun, and you get to make the actual armor for The Witcher, and which is Geralt of Rivia, not Riviera, but I would like to call him Jerry or Riviera.
Yeah.
And the female equivalent, which is Ciri. And it's cool. They actually have, you can unlock the layered armor, which is like skins, which means you can have whatever armor you want underneath.
Yeah.
Or you could actually unlock the suit that has specific skills and it looks like them as well, which is cool. So again, that's free. Thank Capcom, when you get the chance, for 2 free pieces of content this week. That were actually you could probably say if they wanted to, they could have charged for that. So good on them. Keep the trend rolling in 2019. Can't wait for Devil May Cry. That's next month. And I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but hey, Anthem Week is next week, so
yeah. I'm not.
Oh, I mean, well, also, Merc, question before we wrap it up, because that's about it. Are you gonna try the Division 2 open beta?
I'll try it out. I'll try it out.
Okay, cool. Because if you're gonna try it on PS4, let me know. I'll try it with you.
Is it downloadable now?
No, that's next week. This week, I believe, is still the private.
Okay.
So I think sometime starting this coming week, there's gonna be public beta.
Okay. So I'll try it out. Yeah. Why not?
It didn't grab me enough to buy the full game and play it.
Okay.
Or, I really liked the first demo of the last Division, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
thanks for listening. This has been another episode of the It Gets Better Restaurant podcast. I have been your host, Louis Beans. Thank you, Mike, for the mic. Mike with the mic. Make sure you catch us everywhere, RedCycloneInc, and that's on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, RedCycloneInc.
Yep.
And our Tumblr and WordPress, also RedCycloneInc. We also have SoundCloud, where you can catch these podcasts, and that is, you guessed it, RedCycloneInc. So no excuses. You know what it is. Do it
everywhere.
What you got, Merc?
Follow me on Mark with the Mic on Twitter, Twitch, which I just did a Crackdown playthrough, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Instagram. That's all my Mark with the Mic, and Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Definitely check out the Crackdown gameplays if you want to check it out. That's fun to watch and you can see what it is. But
did you get Jenkins in the recordings or no?
No, I did not. I didn't get to record when I play. So next time we play, I'll probably record it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Peace out. Laters.
Sam, don't forget about the Jenkins and his
sandwich. Oh yeah, don't forget, follow Jenkins.
Yes. All right, y'all.
sandwiches. Later.
Peace.